Thanks so much for joining us this Sunday evening. I'm Mark Salinger.
And I'm Jennifer Meckles. It was some scary times for a driver on Loveland Pass this weekend. He was swept up in an avalanche on that road. Happened at the Seven Sisters Slide area Friday evening near Loveland Ski Resort. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause is joining us this evening. And Rachel, you spoke with some of the rescuers that were called in to help. They said it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, Alpine Rescue Team was one of a number of agencies called in to help after a driver was pushed off the road by an avalanche. Thankfully, he's fine. And rescuers say, well, these incidents are really scary to think about. They're pretty unusual.
It's exceedingly rare that anything like this happens.
Avalanches in February are common for Colorado. It's the deadliest month for them, according to the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. But on Friday, Steve Wilson with Alpine Rescue Team got a call he didn't expect.
Mother Nature happened.
Wilson says natural avalanches were coming down on Loveland Pass. Not unusual at all, but
it's very rare that a car gets hit like happened on Friday night. A pickup truck was swept over.
An avalanche swept through the Seven Sisters area, taking the truck with it.
It just sort of pushed it right off the road. The avalanche paths are, steep gullies that go down to the road, and it doesn't really take a lot of snow to push a relatively small vehicle over.
Alpine Rescue and other teams were called in to help.
They were able to get a drone up in the air and basically get the license plate of the vehicle from that had tumbled down the hill. And from that, we were able to track down the driver and find out that they were safe. They were also able to confirm that there were no other vehicles caught in the slides.
The driver was able to get out on his own. Bystanders helped him to safety. Wilson says with holiday traffic clogging roads, this could have been worse and likely would have been 20 or 30 years ago.
Would have been much bigger, would have been much more dangerous, a lot more snow. But modern forecasting, modern mitigation means that when these rare natural slides happen while cars are around, they're just that much smaller.
Wilson says even a small slide can be dangerous. That this driver can walk away after being pushed off the road by an avalanche, he says, is amazing.
I'd say that guy is pretty lucky. I'm sure he had a few things to say to people upstairs, Mother Nature, but yeah, I'd say he's pretty lucky.
Alpine Rescue Team says you are far more likely to run into bad drivers and traffic jams on these stretches over winter than an avalanche on the road. But they say if it were to happen and your car is buried by an avalanche, stay in the car and wait for help. If you are able to get out safely, that may help rescuers to find you faster. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
So lucky that he was able to get out, just hitched a ride down to Frisco. Ooh, that man is lucky. Rachel, thank you.
A lot of Coloradans are making the trip back from the mountains tonight as the holiday weekend starts to draw to a close. Traffic on I-70 was slow going through the tunnel. Luckily, no major issues to report tonight. But it was snowing once again all afternoon in the high country, Corey.
Yeah, the drive up to the high country was much easier this morning than it has been, but that was the drive back, and it was definitely slow. The snow showers are a little bit lighter right now, but that's going to kick back in several times over the next 48 hours. This storm goes all the way till Tuesday morning, and we've also already seen some snow showers out here on the eastern plains. There's a winter weather advisory up in Nebraska for 2 to 4 inches. We have winter weather advisories in our central mountains and a winter storm warning to the north. I've highlighted a few of the snow totals that were expected here on some of the mountain passes. 12 to 24 on Rabbit Ears, 6 to 10 on the Eisenhower Johnson Tunnel. Some really good snow coming our way once again, and we'll also see some snow down here in the Denver metro area, although this is the forecast for Monday. Just know that we could see 1 or 2 bands of snow at any point during the day here. Little low impact until we get to about 8, 9 o'clock. If we get some bands in that zone, then that's when we get the snow accumulation. I'll talk about that, the timing, and the totals coming up in the forecast.
Aurora police say 2 men are dead after a shooting near Generals Park. Officers now believe it was a murder-suicide. Happened around 5:30 tonight near Colfax and Peoria, west of the Anschutz Medical Campus. Within the last hour, Aurora police said this started as a domestic violence incident between one of the men and a woman inside of an RV parked at the park. One of the men was pronounced dead at the scene. The other died at the hospital. The woman was also taken to the hospital, though she was not involved in the shooting.
Boulder County investigators have found the body of a woman they say matches the description of a missing CU student. Megan Trussell has been missing since last Sunday. The Boulder County Sheriff's Office said Saturday morning park rangers told them about a body found in the canyon near the 40-mile marker. Now, while investigators say this body matches the description of a missing student, they have not formally confirmed if it's Megan Trussell. That will be up to the coroner to make a formal identification and determine the cause of death.
This morning, a person died on Highway 36 in Adams County after they were hit by two different cars. Colorado State Patrol says that person pulled over to the right shoulder of the highway and stepped out of their car. That's when a driver hit them before crashing into their car. CSP says then another driver hit that same person. They were taken to the hospital, but unfortunately didn't make it. Both drivers stayed on the scene, and that crash is now under investigation.
It's been a really bad weekend on the roads. Denver police are investigating two separate unrelated crashes involving people walking along Lawrence Street. One of those happened at 22nd and Lawrence. Police say 3 people went to the hospital. One of them has since died. The other crash was just a block away at 21st and Lawrence. That crash involved a bus and a pedestrian. One person went to the hospital. We do not know how badly they were hurt. And 4 CSP troopers were hit, or their cars were hit, over the weekend. None of them got hurt. On Friday, a suspected DUI driver collided with a trooper's car on I-25 near Colorado Springs. Yesterday, a patrol car was rear-ended on eastbound I-70 in Garfield County. Early this morning, a trooper setting up traffic cones got hit when a semi hit his patrol car. And on I-25 near Monument, icy conditions led to a chain reaction of crashes, and a CSP patrol SUV was hit then.
For the last 9 months, a 15-year-old in Delta, Colorado, small town south of Grand Junction, has been recovering from a gunshot wound to the head. He survived, but the days since the shooting have not been easy. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch spoke to his family about how he's been doing.
When coming so close to losing everything, Brian and Kaylee Spencer
absolutely
refused to waste a moment without their son, Kason.
Our time with him is so precious now, and we could not be doing anything. I know that now I'm not going to take it for granted.
Delta police say the 15-year-old was shot in the back of the head while hanging out in an RV with friends in May. The police report says the shooter was a 15-year-old girl. The Spencers say she was a family friend of 3 years.
It's hard for him to comprehend. I mean, for anybody, it would be hard to comprehend, somebody you know for so long. It's going to take a while for Kason to trust anybody for a long time.
Since last summer, Brian and Kaylee say Kason's had multiple surgeries at the Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City, Utah. But their most recent visit showed progress and promise.
Last walk with his helmet on in the hospital.
He's up and moving around, took a shower, and we got him raising canes. A weight had been lifted off his shoulders. He was glowing.
The Spencers say doctors told them the bullet fragmented part of his skull and he would need an implant.
This entire area of his head.
Brian and Kaylee celebrated a successful surgery with the people who first took care of Kason, but say it's bittersweet.
We shouldn't be here in the first place, and it just a lot of mixed emotions being back here again, a lot.
Here and wasting no time, looking forward at a life spent together.
This is the beginning to his future, so he can start being a normal kid, riding a bike, playing sports, or limited but still being able to do what he loves to do.
That was Janelle Finch reporting. The shooter was charged with second-degree assault and reckless endangerment. The Spencers say she entered a guilty plea and is waiting to be sentenced.
One person is dead tonight after Colorado Springs police shot him while investigating a family disturbance last night. Police went to a home near Hancock Avenue and Fillmore Street just before 5 o'clock. They said one of the people inside was armed. When they ordered the person to drop the gun, they said the suspect instead raised it toward officers. 2 officers fired, the suspect died, and now those officers are on leave, which is policy.
A FedEx truck burst into flames in Aurora on Friday afternoon, and the driver got out just in time. Aurora Fire says the driver noticed smoke coming out of his truck and then pulled over into the parking lot at the Aurora Mall. Moments later, the truck burst into flames. You can see there's not a whole lot left of it now. Fire crews arrived to heavy flames and a thick black smoke. Investigators determined the fire was likely caused by a mechanical failure.
It has been 11 days and counting now for the KUSA strike at nearly 80 stores across the metro. The roughly 10,000 employees enter this next week of the strike with some new restrictions on their picketing actions. A judge ruled on Friday that they cannot block any delivery vehicles. They cannot put anything in front of stores that would restrict people's access. That strike was expected to last 14 days. If it does, the 14th day is Wednesday.